Ron, if we were hitting a golf ball with a driver, a 4-iron, and a pitching wedge, we could get a golf ball to Hurlburt Field from where we are right now. And absolutely, we love our mission in Hurlburt. Hurlburt Field has the third most deployed wing in the entire Air Force. And so when America goes and fights, it's my constituents who go the farthest, who fight the hardest. It's our community and our families and our churches and our scout troops who deal with those deployments, and we come together and support military families above all else. I've gotten the chance to hear a little bit about your story about being deployed, being deployed on Christmas, the places you've been in the world, and I was hoping you'd share with my constituents a little bit how that's affected your family and how being a deployed combat veteran will make you a great governor for us.
Well, I actually have Air Force. My wife's sister and brother-in-law were both Air Force pilots for about 12 years. Weren't stationed at Hurlburt, but in Charleston and in some other places, and did a whole bunch of deployments during that time. Obviously, I've been to different places as well, including to Iraq, which is obviously honorable service. But I can tell you, I was just a single guy at the time, and so in fact, when I did one of the things over Christmas, I volunteered to go so that other people could be with their families, because I thought that was the right thing to do. But now that I have 2 little kids, it's a whole different ballgame. Just having to do the Washington thing with being in the Congress is like, it's such a drag because, you want to be back. And so the fact that we have, now these little ones, well, one of them running around, the other one is just, my little guy, he's just a good dude. You smile at him, he will smile back at you and laugh, and unless the only time he ever gets a little upset is when he's hungry or a little tired, but other than that, he's in it to have fun. So that is, I think that, I appreciated it when I was in Iraq, because I would see guys in the Army who had spent more time in Iraq than they had in the United States since September 11th, basically, between Iraq and Afghanistan. There were guys who were in their 20s who were on their 3rd marriage. It's tough on the families. And so, to go over and over again was a big, big sacrifice. But that actually, I appreciate even more now that I have, my kids, because to be going back, some of these guys were gone for 15 months. And yeah, they did get to go back at one point for some R&R, but 15 months is a long pull when you're in places like Ramadi and Fallujah and some of the places that we were at. So I've always been right there for the veteran and always be there, but I've grown more appreciative, and I've tried to stress to people that our military with the families, it's a team effort. And when the spouse is here with kids, they're serving too, in many respects. And we need to have all those folks be supported. But I can just tell you, having been in some of those areas with some of our best folks to be able to serve alongside, when I see people like Cuomo saying our country's never been great, give me a break. We've had some of the greatest people be in our country, serve our country, and I wouldn't want to be any other place than the United States of America. Amen.